It takes more than good lyrics and music to make a hit. It requires a producer with a magic touch. Clive Davis has it, and he's used his golden ear to propel stars like Barry Manilow, Whitney Houston, and Dionne Warwick to the top of the record charts. Recognize this song? Ever wonder how it became this #1 hit for Whitney Houston? And take this song, written and first performed by the Bee Gees' Barry Gibb. How did it become this smash for Dionne Warwick? The answer is Clive Davis, the president of Arista Records, a legend in the music industry for making hit records. 16 years ago, when he founded the company, a then struggling artist, Barry Manilow, needed a #1 hit. Clive's pick was originally called Brandy.
I thought the song with the appropriate arrangement and build could be a terrific hit single.
You may recognize it as Mandy.
I remember all my life.
Clive's pick made a believer of Manilow.
I don't know how he heard this, that if I slowed it down and made it into a ballad, it would be a hit. I don't know how he heard this.
Whitney Houston is Clive Davis's triumph for the 80s and 90s. Clive discovered her when she was 19. He searched long and hard until he found songs such as Saving All My Love for You and The Greatest Love of All, the hits that launched her career. Michael Masser produced those songs, and Davis allowed him to record 100 takes of The Greatest Love, looking for the perfect cut.
Then I think all the power that she ever possessed in her life spiritually came together, and she gave me 2 takes that were so chilling. I forgot what I was doing, and those 2 takes alone became the song.
Clive Davis says Whitney's hits made all the waiting worthwhile.
Well, it took us about 2 years to get the material that launched her with the first album, and indeed, Whitney's first 2 albums, each selling over 19 million copies worldwide, are the largest first 2 album sales of any artist in history.
Clive says another key element in making a hit is the chemistry between the artists. The George Michael Aretha Franklin duet, I Knew You Were Waiting For Me, helped both of their careers. But before Clive introduced Aretha to George, she didn't know who the guy was.
That's interesting. Well, Monday, we're going to take you inside the personal story of Clive Davis. We'll trace his beginnings at the Monterey Pop Festival through his recent successes. So that's Monday's Inside Story.
We'll take a break. When we return, you'll meet a remarkable man who has become a living history of Hollywood's greatest moments. Stay with us.
Educated lawyer. Drop him into the middle of the revolutionary music scene of the 60s, and what do you get? The answer? Pure genius. His name is Clive Davis, the man who finds the stars, who create the hits, and he's our inside story for today. 1967, the Monterey Pop Festival. In the mob of fans is Clive Davis, a Brooklyn-born lawyer recently hired as a caretaker for Columbia Records and its successful middle-of-the-road music stars. At the festival, Davis sees a virtually unknown Janis Joplin, and in a move that revitalizes Columbia Records and shakes up the music world, he signs her to a contract. Over the next 24 years, Clive demonstrates an uncanny ear for talent as he discovers or puts under contract stars as diverse as Billy Joel and Bruce Springsteen, Santana, Blood, Sweat and Tears, and Whitney Houston. I wonder if I could be your miracle. Aerosmith and Neil Diamond.
Make your song be heard, songbird.
Chicago and Barry Manilow.
I made it through the rain.
Sly Stone and Kenny G. And at 59, Clive Davis is an awesome force in music and still jazzed up.
I have as much pleasure in trying to continue to search for new musical talent or nurture major existing talent to new heights, as I did the day that I found Janis Joplin.
As the president of Arista Records, Davis is reportedly the highest-paid record executive with a $30 million 6-year contract. His Arista stars have amassed over 150 gold and platinum albums. The sound system in his office is off the rack. He doesn't read music, and his personal favorites are show tunes. But during a day that begins at 8 a.m., he personally checks each record his company releases.
We'll fade after, let's say, 3 choruses at the end.
A weekly ritual at Arista is a luncheon where Clive introduces his staff to new records. This meeting is legendary in the music industry, and we got this intimate look. Clive seems to have the best time of all. After 25 years in music, Clive says it's impossible to describe what makes a hit.
How do you know when you see a great movie? It's just affecting your emotion. It's causing a special reaction. So that, yes, I mean, are there things that are clicking in my mind? Is the artist unique? Is there an original talent here?
Clive's inspired unheard of praise and loyalty from his stars.
He cares enough to really listen. And I don't know if a lot of record company presidents or executives really listen.
I've always said that Clive Davis has got the mind of a bank executive and the ears of a teenager.
Clive is a brilliant man, as far as I'm concerned.
But no other man's gonna do. Whitney Houston was 18 years old when she auditioned for Clive. He heard her sing once and offered her a recording contract.
She was unique. There are few, if any, at any time that could match the way that she pierces into a song.
Clive Davis works well into the night as he auditions new talent. He discovered Curtis Stigers in a tiny New York club. Clive put him with a top producer in Los Angeles and predicts Curtis will be a major star. He's always looking for stars.
I've gone to Oklahoma, to Tulsa, I've gone to Phoenix, I've gone to Seattle. I've gone pretty far away places in order to sign talent. It's exciting to me that every day that I come to work, I have as much pleasure. So I don't pay short shrift to that.
Tomorrow, Clive Davis makes some interesting predictions about what the next big hits from his superstars will be. And as we say goodbye for this Monday, Whitney Houston, the biggest selling recording star in the history of Clive Davis's Arista Records. Here she is with the greatest love of all. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. When he first got into the music business, Clive Davis thought Simon & Garfunkel was a law firm. Since then, Davis has become the law concerning hits. He is the man that knows a hit before anybody else, including the groups that play them. And it's the uncanny ability of Clive Davis and his musical crystal ball that keeps those hits coming. Clive Davis is a man who lives by his musical instincts. Artists he's discovered or signed, including Barry Manilow, Neil Diamond, and Whitney Houston, have racked up an astounding 78 platinum albums for Clive and his Arista record company. Now the man with the golden touch is at it again, picking the Arista artist he says will sizzle this summer. This is the KLF, an innovative European group that Davis says is about to invade America.
They fuse dance music, stadium music, with rap music, with soul music. When you talk of where music is going, they fuse the best elements of contemporary music together. And I think they're just taking the world by storm.
Davis was so impressed with the band, he signed them without ever meeting them. And he says their first American single, 3 a.m. Eternal, is headed to the top of the charts.
And I think that one of the biggest, if not the biggest, success stories in 1991 will be KLF.
On the country scene, Clive predicts Alan Jackson, the first country and western artist signed by his label, is still the man to watch.
Did I make one request?
Our interest was based on the combination of his writing, his singing, and he's probably one of the great-looking men of America.
And don't rock the jukebox.
Jackson's first album sold over 1 million copies, and he's had 5 top 10 singles. Alan says much of his success is due to Clive Davis.
You know, he's a song man, and I'm a songwriter, and I think that's one thing that he liked about me as an artist, because he liked my songs, and he knows that that's where it all starts, is with the song.
But don't count out the veterans. Clive says soul superstar Aretha Franklin is coming on strong this summer with a brand new album and sexy video of her latest single, Everyday People.
Mr. Davis, he looks beyond what is happening presently. I think that he is very in tune with all of the aspects of the artist.
She is the queen of soul. There's no one like Aretha.
Of all his accomplishments, Davis says he is most proud of the artists he signed. He calls them his creative credentials, and it makes him happy to see such a diverse group of people on that list. FK. Dying Young also brought together a diverse group of talents for the soundtrack. One of the record industry's top executives got involved hands-on to help create the memorable theme. While others heard background music, Clive Davis heard a hit.
I have to give you something. No more art history lessons, please.
When audiences see Dying Young, they see a story of hope and love. When record executive Clive Davis saw an earlier unfinished version of the film, he saw the chance to make a top 10 record. Davis's company, Arista Records, is producing the soundtrack album, and Davis's instincts told him an instrumental version of the love theme would touch people.
And I suggested Kenny G, who's the premier instrumentalist around the world today, and I said that I would recommend to Kenny that he see the film the very next day.
The film studio agreed with Clive, and Kenny G's treatment of the theme is already becoming a hit and is heard in the film. Kenny recorded his part in his home studio as he watched a copy of the movie.
And I'm watching Julia and Campbell Scott, you know, in their bedroom when they first make love, and I'm playing along to this. This is very cool.
The director of Dying Young, Joel Schumacher, says he agreed with Clive Davis's choice of Kenny G as soon as he met the sax man.
I've been fortunate enough to meet many, many people whose work has inspired me and I've loved, and, you know, sometimes it can be a disappointment, but with Kenny it's just the opposite, because he's such a warm, you know, sensitive, loving. I mean, now I know why that sound comes out of that, you know, instrument. It's because it's within him.
This is the first time Kenny G has ever recorded a song he did not write. He says working with Clive and sending him tapes of the song made it easier.
We talked about the mix on the Dying Young theme for days, exchanging ideas. I mean, I was amazed that he was that into it, where he would call me up and say, I've listened to number 1, I've listened to number 3, and there's something about number 2 that really gets me. So that's the one we should use.
See, I can just start crying just hearing the soundtrack.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It does
just
it.
Beautiful.
And the soundtrack album will be in record stores on Tuesday.
We're going to get our kicks on Route 66 when we come back.